remember the transgender women of color murder this year. Good evening, I'm Christina Salonigas.
And I'm Landon Burke. The community came together to honor their lives and look to the future. KMUH's Madeline Odell was there, and she's here now with what people at the vigil had to say.
For the event organizers, holding tonight's vigil was a matter of urgency. But for transgender people of color, it's a struggle they face every day.
You have people that won't like you for your race, and then you'll have...
Desperately needs to be done.
People of all races, genders, and faiths came to tonight's vigil. In the studio, Madeline Odell, KMU8 News.
An eating disorders treatment center is closing its doors, leaving some patients miles from help. The McCallum Place in Columbia will be relocating to St. Louis. For a few years now, the McCallum Place made it easy for patients to find refuge and recovery. Today, KMU8 spoke with one patient who worries about her own road to recovery as well as her peers.
A lot of times, like if treatment just stops right in the middle, they're going to relapse and go right back into their eating disorder. So I don't know what the patients are going to do. Having to do that all at home and not at a treatment center, I think would just be like completely overwhelming.
To get help from an eating disorder here in town, call the MU Counseling Center or visit the Women's Center. You can find contact information for both of those resources as well as the McCallum Center in St. Louis on our website, KMU.com. For a lot of people, cancer is one of the hardest battles they'll have to fight. But the Boone Hospital Center has teamed up with the Siteman Cancer Center in St. Louis to try and beat the disease. KMU8's Desiree Evans has the story on how one mom was able to survive due to the teamwork.
So at 27 weeks...
KMU8 News, Columbia.
Cynic says the Siteman Cancer Network hopes to expand to other hospitals throughout Missouri and potentially outside the state.
According to the MU School of Social Work, 1 in 20 school-aged children are affected by alcohol spectrum disorders. An interactive forum was held at the Stony Creek Inn to help raise awareness for this issue. Associate researcher of the MU School of Social Work, Lee Tenku Lepper, used videos and taught interviewing skills to help reduce alcohol exposure in pregnancies.
What's the big deal? I don't really drink that much, or, it's only with women who drink a lot, or this kind of alcohol or that kind of alcohol. And I just say, why take the risk?
MU Social Work researchers urged those who came to the forum to continue the conversation on their Facebook page and continue to spread awareness. Boone County is one step closer to closing a deal that could bring in 100 jobs to the area. The Boone County Commission approved tax incentives for Aurora Organic Dairy. The company is looking at Columbia to build a processing plant near Waco Road and Route B. The first phase of the project is slated to be an $89 million investment. But Columbia is not the only option here. The plant could just stay put.
So we've been going through a similar process here in Colorado to determine what makes most sense. Do we, expand the plant that we have here, or do we build a second plant?
The spokesperson for the dairy company says it's moving forward with both options in case Columbia doesn't work out. But she admits Columbia is a very attractive option.
It was a little chilly today, but it looks like that's changing. So let's send it over to Matt to see how the weekend looks.
And this weekend is looking warm. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Matt. For a festival expecting 45,000 attendees, relying on just 25 volunteers can seem overwhelming. KMU8's Matt Vereen is live in downtown Columbia to tell us how True Falls tackles the issue of safety.
If you were down here today for True Falls, your focus was probably on making it to your film on time or making it to the parade. For a small group of 25 volunteers, though, their focus was on keeping the thousands of people walking around safe. See, the Columbia Police Department and MUPD don't alter their coverage to accommodate the festival at all. Instead, the festival's small special operations team takes on the full weight of the event's safety. I spoke with several people attending the festival, and they all said that they have never felt in danger while they were here. The team's director told me while it handles a lot of moving parts, he's very confident in its ability.
Well, the safety of our participants and all the people that are inside the footprint of the fest is a priority to us. We are constantly trying to counterbalance the amount of fun we can let everybody have and keeping everybody safe and secure.
The Special Operations Team will continue covering the festival into the weekend with 75 films and plenty of events still on the schedule. Reporting live in downtown Columbia, Matt Vereen, KMU8 News.
After the break, the FBI steps in after more than 100 bomb threats against Jewish centers across the country.
Plus, the president responds after more accusations of the administration's ties to Russia. The FBI charged a St. Louis man today for making anti-Semitic bomb threats. The U.S. Department of Justice announced charges against 31-year-old Juan Thompson for allegedly stalking a former romantic interest by making bomb threats in her name. The threats targeted Jewish community centers and museums across the country. In light of the more than 100 bomb threats in more than 36 states, FBI Director James Comey met with Jewish leaders today. The FBI tweeted this photo. According to a statement from the Jewish Community Center Association, the conversation addressed the current situation and potential strategies for future collaboration.
New details tonight on the Trump administration's connections to Russia. It's now been revealed that other Trump advisors met last year with Russia's ambassador, but as NBC's Hallie Jackson reports, President Trump is attempting to turn the tables on the Democrats.
Mishandling classified information.
The White House press secretary says Pence's situation is different from Clinton's because he was not a federal employee at the time, which means his actions were subject to state law.
The vice president spoke in Wisconsin today, but dozens of people spoke against him. We'll tell you about their message coming up.
Welcome back to KOMU 8 News.
All right, thanks, Matt. Protests across the country from Vice President Pence to cars and water. We'll tell you about them after the break.
But first, here's a look at those lottery numbers, everybody. Good luck. Dozens of people in Wisconsin protested Vice President Mike Pence's speech there today. Many protesters blasted the Trump administration's ties to Russia and the proposed border wall with Mexico. They also singled out Paul Ryan for his initiative to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Those who came to make their voices heard say it's important for the vice president to know they're still there.
I'm sure he'll see it, but I doubt very much that it will change him. I mean, you have to realize these people live in reality. They have a reality of their own, which isn't ours.
President Trump canceled an event at Harley-Davidson in Milwaukee last month after the company became concerned about protesters who were very visible for the vice president's visit today. Another protest will be led by Senator Bernie Sanders tomorrow against Nissan, accusing the car company of civil rights violations. Also joining in is the NAACP president Cornell William Brooks and actor Danny Glover. Organizers say there's a pattern of civil rights and safety abuses against its predominantly African-American workforce. Nissan strongly denies these accusations.
Protesters in Michigan are demanding food company Nestle be denied a request to draw more groundwater. They delivered 5,000 letters to the Department of Environmental Quality. Environmentalists say they're trying to protect the state's drinking water and wetlands. Nestle says its request to bottle more water is reasonable under Michigan law. Coming up in sports, find out if the Mizzou women's basketball team could finally get an SEC tournament win.
And that'll do it for sports.
After the break, pizza lovers rejoice.
Pizza Hut has a new way for you to order food. All you got to do is reach down.
Pizza Hut has a fun new way to order pizza called Pie Tops. Sneakers that order food when you press a button on the tongue. Bluetooth technology and geolocation tell Pizza Hut where to deliver the pies. They produce just 64 pairs. Most will be handed out as promotion.
I know Tim Schmidt will love that.
Oh, definitely. Now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU 8 News today. Mid-Missourians will rally calling to support a free and independent press.
Plus, we'll be live from downtown Columbia tomorrow morning for the True False Film Fest. You can join us tomorrow at 6 and 9 a.m.
And if you are headed to the True False Film Festival tomorrow, temperatures are going to be pleasant. By midday, 61 degrees, a high of 67 degrees. Sunday, 65 degrees with increasing cloud cover.
Good things to know. Whatever you do, folks, have a happy and safe weekend.
Have a good night.